Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome to our video. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for clicking and watching this video, and I hope it can gives you some benefit when you're watching this. And for your information, this is a task from sociolinguistic subject, and this video belongs to group 2 from 5A English Education Department, and the members are Eka Arifianti Saputri, Indri Prahastiwi, Maria Ulfa, Nurlaila Lintang Sakifa, and Okta Kristiani. So in this occasion, we would like to discuss our presentation about language maintenance and language shift. And the first material would be delivered by Eka Arifianti Saputri. Hello, this is Eka Arifianti Saputri speaking and my NPM 014. So here I would like to explain about the language maintenance and language shift in definition. So what did you know about language maintenance? Language maintenance denotes the continuing use of language in the face of competition from regionally and socially powerful language. Something refers to a situation when members of community attempt to keep the language they have always used. From the definition above, we can conclude with our own self-perspective that simply put, language maintenance or in Indonesian, pemertahanan bahasa is an effort to maintain a continuity of a language so that it can continue to be used in society. Atau suatu kegiatan di mana kita bisa mempertahankan bahasa yang sudah ada agar bisa terus digunakan dalam suatu lingkup masyarakat. But language is something grow. Dia akan terus tumbuh dan berkembang seiring perkembangan zaman. So that's why language maintenance atau pemertahanan bahasa selalu dikaitkan dengan language shift. So what did you know about language shift? Language shift denotes the replacement of one language by another as the primary means of an socialization within the community. We make it more easy. Language shift atau pergeseran bahasa is a process of changing a language become the other language until the first or the origin language being erased from the new one language. And it happens because some reasons. The reasons can be there is a contact with another language, or maybe there is an immigration situation. And it takes a long time for the language shift to occur. Bahasa yang asli atau yang lama akan tergantikan dengan bahasa yang baru karena adanya beberapa sebab seperti adanya kontak dengan bahasa lain atau adanya situasi imigrasi. Okay, here we also delivered you some definitions of language maintenance and language shift according to the expert. The first one is language maintenance. Mastery and Leap describe the language maintenance as the continuing use of a language in the face of competition from a regionally and socially more powerful language. Many countries such as Australia, Japan, Taiwan, Canada, Scandinavia, Papua New Guinea, and others have initiated to revitalize their origin language after the wars ended. The language such as education, documenting the language can be the alternative decision to revive the language. In Ghanaian case, the regional languages will maintain by the use of media, according to the Anderson, 2009. While language shift, according to the Anderson, he stated that the language shift is a process in which successive generations of speakers, both at individual and at community levels, gradually lose proficiency in their mother tongues or the language of their speech community in the favor of other language. The language is shifted highly in the bilingual and multilingual nation. According to the Jagodik 2011, he found that Ghanaian parents exposed their children to use English, their ex-colonial language, in everyday language and in the school. These parents believe that the acquisition of English as the first language would enhance their children's intellectual, social, and economic development. Anderson, 2009.
My name is Indri Prastiwi. I will explain about language shift in different communities. Language shift in different communities divide into four, namely migrant minorities, migrant majorities, non-migrant communities, and attitude and values. Migrant minorities. People usually switch rapidly from phrase to phrase. For instance, reaction to code switching style are negative in many communities. Despite the fact the proficiency in intrasentential code switching requires good control of both codes and migrant majorities. When language shift occurs, it is always shift toward the language of the dominant powerful group. And non-migrant communities, language shift is not always the result of migration. And attitude and values, positive attitudes support effort to use the minority language in a variety of domains, and it helps people resist the pressure from the majority group to switch their language. Factor affecting language shift, according Holmes, divide into four, namely demographic factor, attitude or value factor, economic factor, and political and social factor. Demographic factor, a factor playing role in the process of language shift in which there is a community of language moving to a region whose a language is different from another language. Thus presence of tendency to shift toward a new language. Let's see the explain as the following. I was born in Lombok, so my mother tongue is Spanish, which is used by the whole neighborhood of mine as well as a media of instructional course in my school. Then I moved to Jakarta. Since then, I always talk in Bahasa Indonesia to my new neighbor, in which using sickness only with my family at home. Finally, due to presence of high frequency of contact with people coming from different ethnic group using Bahasa Indonesia, gradually I see my sickness. Next will be explained Maria Ulfa.
My name is Maria Ulfa. I will explain about the second factor. The second factor is attitude or value factors. There are two kinds of attitudes. The first is negative attitude. Negative attitude is determinant affecting the shift. A negative attitude toward language can also accelerate language shift. It can be occurring when an ethnic language is not highly valued and it is not seen as a symbol of identity. Holmes stated young people are the fastest to shape language. 1992-60. Di sini kita bisa ambil contoh seperti remaja di beberapa kota besar di Provinsi Jawa Tengah lambat laun meninggalkan bahasa Jawa dalam komunikasi sehari-hari. Memiliki tingkat formalitas yang beragam, bahasa Jawa dipandang sebagai bahasa pengantar yang sulit. Mereka diharuskan memilih variasi yang berbeda ketika berbicara dengan orang yang berbeda. Selain itu, mereka merasa lebih bergengsi saat menggunakan bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris dibandingkan dengan menggunakan bahasa Jawa. Teenagers nowadays want to be a part of a global community. Therefore, they don't have the need to show their identity by using Japanese. The second is positive attitudes. Positive attitudes is factors to language maintenance. Positive might support effects to use the minority language in variety of domains and also help people resist the pressure from the majority group to switch to their language. Holmes 1992-68. Bahasa tidak akan bergeser di mana bahasa minoritas sangat dihargai, sehingga ketika dilihat sebagai simbol penting identitas etnis, bahasa tersebut umumnya dipertahankan lebih lama. There are two examples of language maintenance through positive attitudes highly valued as The first, French maintenance in Canada as well as in the US. Due to French internationally contribute to the positive attitudes as a national status, so it has been an international prestige. Pemeliharaan Prancis di Kanada maupun di Amerika Serikat. Karena Prancis secara internasional berkontribusi pada sikap positif sebagai status nasional sehingga telah menjadi kehormatan internasional. Second, most of the Greek immigrants to another country due to the contribution of Greek to Western philosophy and culture, thus this awareness help them to resist their language from another language. Sebagian besar imigran Yunani ke negara lain. Karena kontribusi bahasa Yunani terhadap filsafat dan budaya barat, maka kesadaran ini membantu mereka untuk menolak bahasa mereka dari bahasa lain.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurlela Lintang Sakifa, and today I will present it about the motivation of negative attitude to language shift. The negative attitude there have 5 points, and the first, a teenager moving to big city, gradually he tried to abandon his indigenous language and cause having various levels of formality. And the second, it is considered that the use of ethnic language would be quietly difficult as well as improper as a medium of instructional activities in school. And the third, they must be required to choose another language to talk with other people in formality. And the fourth, the speaker felt more prestigious when using other language than using his ethnic language. And the last, the speaker doesn't have the need to show his identity with ethnic language rather than by a new language. He would like to part of the global economic, politics, social, and culture. And the next slide about economic factor. Economic factor main factor leading toward language shift from using one language to another language are abandoned, in which the most obvious factor is that the community sees an important reason for learning the second language is economic. Economic factor encouraging to language decline always result in bilingualism, where it is a precursor of language shift. As Holmes said that job seekers see the importance of learning a new language which is widely used in business. And the next slide is about political and social factor. Political factor imposed on language shift in multilingual country. The authority usually choose one language as the lingua franca to unify the various kinds of ethnic groups. Consequently, most of the speakers having particular indigenous language decrease. The official language of many African countries were determined by their former colonialists. Then they replaced the tribal African language, so they led to language displacement leading to language shift. And then social factor where the language shift occurring as most communities considering another language and predominantly monolingual society. And then social factor where the language shift occurring as most communities considering another language in predominantly monolingual society that the dominate by one majority group language in all major. Thank you.
My name is Okta Kristiani, and I would like to explain about how can a minority language be maintained. The first, a language can be maintained and preserved when it's highly valued as an important symbol of ethnic identity for the minority group. And the second, if families from a minority group live near each other and see each other frequently, their interaction will help to maintain the language. And the third, for immigrant individuals from a minority group, the degree and frequency of contact with the homeland can contribute to language maintenance. And the fourth, intermarriage within the same minority group is helpful to maintain the native language. Jadi, bagaimana bahasa minoritas bisa dipertahankan? Yang pertama, sebuah bahasa dapat dipertahankan dan dilestarikan bila sangat dihargai sebagai simbol penting identitas etnis bagi kelompok minoritas itu sendiri. Yang kedua, jika keluarga dari kelompok minoritas tinggal berdekatan dan sering bertemu satu sama lain, interaksi mereka akan membantu menjaga bahasa itu sendiri. Yang ketiga, untuk individu yang beremigrasi dari kelompok minoritas, tingkat dan frekuensi kontak dengan tanah air dapat berkontribusi pada pemeliharaan bahasa. Yang keempat, perkawinan campur dalam kelompok minoritas yang sama sangat membantu untuk mempertahankan bahasa ibu. And the fifth, ensuring that the minority group language is used at formal settings such as schools or worship places will increase language maintenance. And the sixth, an extended normal family in which parents, children, and grandchildren live together and use the same minority language can help to maintain it. And the last one, institutional support from domains such as education, law, administration, religion, and the media can make a difference between the success and failure of maintaining a minority group language. Jadi, memastikan bahwa bahasa kelompok minoritas digunakan di pengaturan formal seperti sekolah atau tempat ibadah akan meningkatkan pemeliharaan bahasa. Selanjutnya, keluarga bahasa normal di mana orang tua, anak-anak, dan cucu tinggal bersama dan menggunakan bahasa minoritas yang sama dapat membantu mempertahankan bahasa itu sendiri. Dan yang terakhir, dukungan institusional dari domain seperti pendidikan, hukum, administrasi, agama, dan media dapat membuat perbedaan antara berhasil atau tidaknya mempertahankan bahasa kelompok minoritas. In the conclusions, there is no magic formula for guaranteeing language maintenance or for predicting language shift or death. There are three factors contributing to language shift. First are economic, social, and political factors. Second is demographic factors. And the last are attitudes and values. Language shift generally refers to the process by which one language displaces another in the linguistic repertoire of a community. Language death has occurred when a language is no longer spoken naturally anywhere in the world. Jadi, kesimpulannya adalah tidak ada formula ajaib untuk menjamin pemeliharaan bahasa atau untuk memprediksi pergeseran bahasa. Ada 3 faktor yang berkontribusi terhadap pergeseran bahasa. Yang pertama adalah faktor ekonomi, sosial, dan politik. Yang kedua adalah faktor demografi. Dan yang terakhir adalah sikap dan nilai. Pergeseran bahasa umumnya mengacu pada proses di mana satu bahasa menggantikan bahasa lain dalam laporan linguistik suatu komunitas. Pergeseran bahasa terjadi ketika sebuah bahasa tidak lagi digunakan secara alami di manapun di dunia. I hope this presentation can useful for all of us. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.